Why wait to see if you'll get something you like this Valentine's Day when you can go to BlueNile.com and find something you'll love? Whether you're looking to treat yourself to a little winter sparkle or show a galentine how much you appreciate them, Blue Nile offers a wide selection of high-quality designs, expert guidance, and free 30-day returns for the ultimate peace of mind. You can even design your own jewelry. Right now, save up to 50% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
American soccer fans, welcome to episode 74 of the Stars and Stripes FC podcast. Donald Wine here, manager of Stars and Stripes FC, your source for all things U.S. national teams, the players that comprise them, and everything else surrounding the game of soccer in America. I'm doing this on Tuesday, February 15th, 2022, as I am about to head out to L.A. for SheBelieves Cup, which begins this week. As we know, the U.S. women's national team is playing 3 games over the next week. 2 in Carson, California, 1 in Frisco, Texas. And I want to kind of just really quickly go through the games that we have ahead of you this week for the women's national team. First off, on Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Pacific, we have the United States women's national team taking on the Czech Republic, ranked 24th in the world, and going to be an interesting game because we have not seen the Czech Republic play the United States that often. It's been quite a while since we've seen those two teams line up on the same field. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. The Czech Republic, not in the Women's Euro 2022 this summer, but they look to get into the fold and possibly qualify for the 2023 World Cup next year. They have a while to go to be able to compete with that. But for this, SheBelieves, they're obviously looking to get some good quality reps against the best team in the world, the United States. And for the United States, this is a chance to showcase some of the new young talent that's coming up. Do we have a new generation out there that is ready to become the present? And I think with this team that Vlatko Andonovski has, we have a mix of some of the veterans that we all know and love and a lot of the up-and-coming young talent that could possibly be the next great stars of this national team. Trinity Rodman is on this team. Sophia Smith, Katarina Macario, Midge Purce, a lot of excitement around these names. Ashley Hatch, Andy Sullivan. This could be the future core of this national team. But obviously, that's why we play the games. And this is what we're trying to evaluate during the SheBelieves Cup. But also, of course, we're trying to win the SheBelieves Cup once again. On Sunday, the United States women's national team will have their second game of SheBelieves Cup. That will come against New Zealand, a team that should be familiar to a lot of women's national team fans. We last faced them last summer in the group stage of the Summer Olympics. That was a 6-1 victory for the United States. And New Zealand is obviously hosting next year's World Cup, so they've already qualified, but they are trying to get better and trying to improve so that they can really take on the world when the world comes to their shores next summer. Obviously, the women's national team are trying to qualify for the World Cup. They will have that tournament this summer, the Concacaf W Championship, which also serves as Olympic qualifying for the 2024 Olympics. So this is a big year for the United States women's national team. They wanted to get a familiar name in there, and New Zealand fit that bill of a team that American fans are used to seeing, but also are very, very decent and could pose a challenge for the United States. But, of course, last time in the Olympics, they blasted them. But that doesn't mean that will happen again this time. I expect a much tighter game. That game will be at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific on ABC. So that will be a big time game for the United States. Finally, next Wednesday, they close out SheBelieves Cup with a date against Iceland. That game will be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central from Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. And Iceland is actually probably the best of these 3 teams that the United States will face. 16th in the world, and they have been a team that is on the rise and really want to become one of the great teams in the world. They've shown that with pumping resources into the men's team. They are doing so on the women's side as well. So this is going to be to me, the most intriguing matchup. And I like that the United States are playing some teams that they haven't seen before. Again, Iceland is not a team that the women have faced very often, especially recently. But I do think that poses a good challenge because when you look at these three teams, the Czech Republic, New Zealand, and Iceland, this could be what a World Cup group could look like with the United States. We could see two teams from Europe. We could see a nice team either from Asia or from South America or New Zealand from Oceania. I think this is what the United States was going for when they selected these three teams to be a part of SheBelieves Cup. Normally in the past, we've seen some of the big name teams like France or Germany or Spain or England come to these shores to play. We've seen Brazil. We've seen Japan, those type of teams. But this time around, a lot of them are preparing for their own tournaments. The women in Europe have Women's Euro this summer, of course. So a lot of those teams didn't want to come over. And when you look at what we've done before, we're just playing the same teams over and over. Yes, they are the best teams that we could possibly play. But after a while, fans get tired of you playing the same teams. So I do like that even though these teams may be viewed as quote unquote weaker than the competition we're used to seeing at this tournament, I like that they're trying to simulate a World Cup environment, trying to simulate a group stage where they can play three quality teams that may not be the best teams in the world, but can pick you off if you overlook them. And I think that's what fans need to understand is we cannot overlook the Czech Republic, New Zealand, or Iceland in this tournament. Each of these teams are quality. Each of these teams have the ability to turn out your lights. And the United States women's national team has to be ready to compete in all of these games because we know that these three teams will. So again, the Czech Republic, Thursday at 11 p.m., 8 p.m. Pacific time at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. I will be there. Hopefully I will see some of you guys there. I will also be at the game on Sunday against New Zealand. That also is in Carson. Take a day off. We fly to Texas, and then we take on Iceland in the finale of SheBelieves Cup. That will be next Wednesday at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. So very, very quick. I just wanted to get on and do that. We will have a lot of content on the women's side as we move forth over the next week and a half because the women take center stage during this window with the SheBelieves Cup. It's interesting that a lot of teams have decided to do kind of their own tournaments. England is hosting their own tournament. France is hosting their own version of SheBelieves Cup, but they all are imitating the original SheBelieves Cup. Obviously, the United States want to show out and they want to win their tournament, especially against these three teams. So we look forward to it. I hope to see some of you at these matches in Carson and in Frisco, but that will do it for episode 74 of the Stars and Stripes FC podcast. A short one this week, but I want to make sure I got on at least to talk to you about that. So thank you all so much for listening. As always, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Rates and reviews are awesome, and they really help. So 5 stars if you like what you're hearing. And if you have questions for the show, comments, topic suggestions, send them to ssfcpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear from listeners about SheBelieves Cup. What are you looking to see from the women's national team? I want to know about it. Send those emails in, ssfcpodcast@gmail.com. So until next time, enjoy the tournament, go USA, and take care.